My wonderful people, welcome back to my wonderful channel. Thank you all so much for joining us on today's wonderful news. If today is your first time of watching, kindly subscribe, like, comment, share, but don't forget to turn the notification bell to get notified whenever we drop our video. To all amazing subscribers, thank you all so much for joining us. The headlines. Olufasin said that it was outrageous when he heard out Nigerians are saying that United Nations must safeguard Nigeria's 2027 presidential election. How can they say that the United Nations should help run an election in Nigeria, a sovereign state? That is how some will react to this intervention. But leaving aside the fact that countries often seek United Nations electoral assistance, what truly outrageous and utterly shameful is that Nigeria's so-called giant of Africa cannot conduct free, fair, and credible elections. Something less endowed African countries do routinely and successfully. But this week, on October 1st, that Nigeria turned 64 as an independent nation. But it's so sad that 64 years of sham election and hollow democracy that, as John Campbell and Matthew Page said in their book, especially in Nigeria, that what everyone needs to know is about massive election ringing has been characteristics of Nigeria since independence. But people don't be small matter. He says some used to say that if the military had not intervened in 1966 and 1983, Nigeria would have become a strong democracy through learning and experience. But Nigeria has had 25 years of uninterrupted civil rule since 1999. With 7 presidential elections and countless state and local government polls. Yet, Nigeria's democracy has matured not even an inch. Rather, it has been endless cycle of deeply flawed and massively rigged elections. For instance, he said when Nigeria returned to civil rule in 1999, all the 36 state government elections were held on the same day. But due to widespread ring and, of course, judicial activism, 8 state governors were removed from office, leading to off-season elections, whereby gubernatorial polls in 8 states are held on different dates from that of the remaining 28 states. But for the Supreme Court's unwillingness to remove a sitting president from office, some presidents would be sacked on the ground of being invalidly elected to the office, which nearly happened to President Umar Yar'Adua, who only scaled through with a startlingly close 4-3 majority decision by the Supreme Court in 2017, which brings us to Nigeria's latest shameful Edo State Governor election. Olufasin said that the Edo State governorship election that was held on September 21st, now he wants to say categorically that he have no vested interest in who is Edo State Governor, provided he was elected in a free, fair, transparent and credible election that reflected the genuine will of the people. But unfortunately, the election was anything but credible. That according to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, that Mondo Bobolo, the candidate of the All Progressive Congress, won with 291,667 votes, while Asu Ihodalo of the People Democratic Party lost with 247,274 votes, but credible independent observers overwhelmingly rejected the result, alleging they were altered during the coalition process. Tom Stoppard, the British playwright, famously said, according to Olufasin, he said, "It is not the voting that makes democracy, it is the counting." That was true in Edo poll, that the voting itself was generally peaceful. But why the coalition initially went on smoothly, INEC abruptly terminated it, and it was with the help of the security officials. They sent out journalists, observers, and party agents out of the coalition center. That is why Olufasin is saying that it doesn't take a genius to know that something fishy was going on during that time. That before the coalition was truncated, results from 12 of the 18 local government shows that the PDP candidate won the election. He was the one leading by 6,323 votes. But after the coalition resumed several hours later, the APC candidate led by 44,393 votes, and he was declared the winner. The reports of the independent observer were damning. Situation Room, a civil society coalition, said several of the results were altered, adding that the poll lacked credibility. Yega Africa, another reputable election observer, condemned the action of biased INEC officials who altered figures during the collation, and security officials who interfered with the collation process. Like Situation Room, Yega Africa, they believe that there were significant concerns about the credibility and integrity of the collation process. To be sure, all major parties ring election in Nigeria. It is always competitive ringing, and the winner is the party that controls the electoral body. Thus, in local government election, the state governor who controls the state independent electoral body, he always win the local government for his party, as Governor Godwin Obaseki did in last year Edo Council poll, where he won all the state 18 local governments for his party, PDP. But when it comes to governorship election, the party that controls the center can use federal might to capture any state if the stakes are high enough. That presumably is what happened. That is what APC did in Edo State governorship election, a critical South state in last month's governorship election. Olufasen said that the president appoints the INEC chairman as well as the resident electoral commission, and truth be told, they can manipulate them, not to mention the security agencies. So, brazen abuse of incumbency and state resources is the singular reason elections are never free and fair in Nigeria. That brings us to 2027 and the need for United Nations assistance. Let's face it, the 2027 presidential election will be a do or die affair. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the buccaneer president, and his hatchet men like Nyesom Wike will do everything to stay in power by hook or crook. According to Olufasen, he said, but the main opposition party, stung by the experiences of 2023, will take nothing for granted. The situation will be extremely volatile and they will call for active international involvement. Those who take embrag at the idea of the United Nations helping to safeguard the integrity of the 2027 presidential election should remember that the only free and fair presidential election since 1999, which led to peaceful transfer of power from one party to another, was conducted under the watch eye and close vigilance of the world. Never in any previous presidential election in Nigeria did the United Nations and Western countries take such an extraordinary interest as they did in 2015 presidential election, with minute-by-minute monitoring, intelligence sharing, and preemptive public interventions. Olufasen said, interestingly, leaders of then insurgent opposition APC called for the international intervention. They shuttled between Washington, London and Brussels, lobbying Western government to help ensure the will of the people prevail in the election. So he said now that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led government is in power, that they will vehemently reject international involvement in the 2027 presidential poll. Yet, if they love Nigeria, they will request United Nations assistance in the crucial election. According to the United States Nation, more than 115 countries have requested and have received United Nations electoral assistance since 1999. Such assistance include technical support, organization and conduct of an electoral process, supervision of election, and verification of an electoral process. But United Nations assistance is usually predicted upon a member state's request. Of course, constitutionally, only INEC can conduct presidential and governorship election in Nigeria, but nothing stopped Nigeria from requesting other United Nations assistance, such as technical support, supervision and verification of the electoral process. 2027 will be a make or break year for Nigerians. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu must let the world help advance an Armageddon, as they did in 2015. So guys, I would like to know your thoughts, your contributions, opinions are in our comment section. Let's keep the conversation live in our comment section. Once again, thank you all so much for staying tuned.